Hey guys, so let's talk about hypertrophy training, right? Which is muscle gaining, right? You want to build some shit, right? You want to put on some size, right? Now, the amount of people that I talk to who have the intention of building muscle, they want to build muscle. And then when I talk to them about what kind of training they're doing more of a strength-based training program. Why? Then they're wondering why they're not getting the gains that they're getting, why they're not getting the gains, right? Why they're not progressing as well. Now, what I like to say is, you want to have a good balance of good weight, a decent weight, and a good amount of reps. Strength training reps. Yeah, a rep range for a strength training program is not enough to elicit the amount of growth that you want. I would recommend 10 to 12 reps minimum. That's the bare minimum. But if you're doing a 10 to 12 rep range, you need to focus on a certain tempo. Okay? However, what I recommend to most people is a 15 to 20 rep range, because when it comes down to that, you're putting that muscle under a lot of tension for a good period of time. You don't really need to worry about tempo, because the way I like to work out is the weight will dictate the tempo. If you find it hard, you're not going to be able to speed through it. Okay? You want that fatigue. You want that stress. You want to put your muscle under goddamn stress. You want to elicit growth. You need to give your body a reason to change. Okay? So I recommend a 15 to 20 rep range. Now, a lot of people are going to be saying, yeah, that's more for endurance. Look, I put people through that. I do that myself, right? And it works. It works. Are you going to be building endurance? Damn right you're going to be building endurance. But if you have it with a decent weight, you are going to also build strength. The only difference is the strength is not built on a low rep range. If you can move, let's just say 100 kg for 1 rep, yeah? And you start to muck about with this 15 to 20 rep range, right? You do that for maybe a couple months. You go back to that 1 rep max, your body is going to know how to move that weight. And you will be stronger on that 100 kg, 1 rep range. You will be. But now what you also have is the stamina, the endurance to go set after set after set. You've built that. Yeah? So, the way I advise people is when you're trying to build muscle, when you're trying to go for that hypertrophy, you need to have good amount of weight and a good amount of reps to enable that time under tension and to elicit a change, right? End of the day, your body does not know what weight is. It doesn't know, oh shit, well, this is 100 kg. It doesn't know that. It just knows the amount of effort it needs to put out to complete the exercise. It knows stress that you're putting onto the body, and it understands time under tension, right? Now at the same time, a lot of people will preach, oh yeah, well, you need to be holding this weight for like 60 seconds, a minute, or 60 seconds. You need to be doing a set for at least a minute, etc., etc. If that was the case, then you could be able to hold the weight, right, for a minute, 60 seconds, and then elicit growth. No, all that's going to do is have a buildup of lactic acid. This is why I'm saying you need a good balance. You need to have a decent amount of weight and a good rep range, right? Because if you don't have one or the other, you're not going to progress as well. If you do 15 to 20 reps and you don't really push your body, yeah, you're in your comfort zone. You do 20 reps and you're like, yeah, this is easy, yeah, I can go for another set, yeah. If you finish the set and you're ready to go for another set, you ain't working well. Push. Try and get to failure. I like to train to failure. Why? Because I know that shit works. Some people will say, well, you don't need to work to failure because, oh, well, that's such an old school way of thinking. It is, but it works. Why change it? Okay? So, the take home from this video, before it gets too long up in here, hypertrophy training. You're trying to gain muscle. You are trying to build muscle. Yeah? You want a good weight. A weight that is not easy, but it's not so hard that you fail at like 4 reps. Okay? You want a good weight. You want a rep range between 15 to 20 reps, in my humble opinion. And I say 15 to 20 because if you're able to complete 20 reps, the weight's too light. Put some more weight on. Then you might go, right? Maybe you might get 17 reps. That's fine. That's fine. As long as it's not 20. Then you'll rest a bit. Go again. Then you might get 16. Rest again. Go again. You might get 15, right? Now, the bare minimum you want to get is 15 reps. So you need to push for that. So if you put a weight on and you get 14 reps, then you need to lighten the weight a bit. However that may be. Maybe you chucked on a 5. Okay, cool. We'll take the 5 back off, put a 2.5. Yeah? Now do it. So 15 is the bare minimum you're going to be doing. 20, forget about it. You need more weight. Okay? And that is how I suggest people to train for building mass, for hypertrophy. Now, of course, with that training, you're going to be burning calories like a motherfucker, right? So this also helps for you to lose any kind of body fat that you may have. Now, I know some of you may be watching this going, yeah, but I don't want to lose weight. I want to gain weight. Yeah, cool. But I'm trying to think how to say this. You're still going to have certain body fat that you're going to want to lose, right? As well as you gaining that muscle. This will help. Now, another thing is, as well as this training, as well as the calories that you're burning, you need to be eating. You're going to need to be eating, right? Because if you're not eating, you're not going to build a muscle, right? In fact, you're going to get smaller. And that even goes with the strength training, right? Strength training doesn't burn as much calories. Excuse me, doesn't burn as much calories. But in my opinion, it doesn't have the amount of volume, doesn't have the amount of time under tension to elicit really good muscle gains, right? You can get bigger on a strength gaining program, yeah, but I don't feel like it's going to be the optimal way, okay? So you need to be eating. You need to be eating more food, okay? And if you don't, you're going to lose weight. If you're doing a strength training program and you're not eating to accommodate that, you're going to lose weight. No matter what you do, you're going to lose weight. You need to be eating more food. So that's another video, yeah? But we're talking about hypertrophy on this. That would be the way I train people and how I would train myself. But again, important things, good weight, okay? Good weight. Good amount of reps, which would be 15 to 20 reps. And then the last thing, which I'm going to end this video on, the last thing, bring the motherfucking intensity. Bring it. Train with intensity. If you're there and you're able to jump on your phone and fuck about, you're not training hard enough. If you say you're training to failure, right, and you're able to rack the weight and not be out of breath or not be sore or not feel like utter dog shit, you're not training to failure. Bring the intensity. These 3 things will help you to put size on, as well as your diet. But we're not talking about that in this video. This is about hypertrophy training. Okay? So there we go, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment in the comment section if you have a question you would like answered. Please leave it in the comment section, or you can get at me by my various social media platforms. The best questions I turn into a video just like this. And train hard, keep it live, get that dirty pump, and get that hypertrophy training. Remember those 3 things and you will succeed.